This is Natural Powerlifting Radio. Deadlifts, chicken nuggets, video games. This is Check My Total, a powerlifting podcast with Timothy Payne and Andrew Hinson.
Welcome everybody to another episode. This episode we have a two-time Iron Boy Powerlifting Elite status holder in the 181 class and the 220 class, if I got that right.
You did.
All right. Anyways, today we have Steven Archer with us. So how you doing today?
Pretty good. I can't complain. How about yourself?
We're doing good. I guess Andrew's a little under the weather.
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, but hey, it's okay. I'm still alive. I survived.
Yeah.
I survived the great virus of December.
Well, you walked like
There you
5
go.
miles yesterday.
I know
I
what's
know.
up with all this cardio you guys are doing. I don't much care for it.
Oh, I know we don't either. This has probably been one of the hardest months ever. I'm tired of this. Tired of all this walking.
It's good. It's good for the body. Good for
I can't even eat any good food.
And now you're sick.
no more chicken nuggets.
Yeah, no chicken nuggets. I'm sick. I can't have a nice Sprite to help my throat. That carbonation, can't have that. Gotta drink water.
Drink some hot tea, man. That's where it's at.
That's true.
Yeah.
I might need to try that.
I make some hot tea and put a few cough drops in there. I fix that sore throat up pretty good.
Well, you put cough drops in there? Yeah, I've never thought about that.
Yeah. Once I have the tea in the cup, then I'll drop some cough drops in there and let them melt in the tea. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but both times definitely helps it.
Oh, well, I guess I know what I'm going to try.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Well, Steven, what are your best numbers in all those weight classes?
Oh, man. We'll have to go all the way back to 165. 165, I hit a 1466 total. And then 181 over in USBA, I actually bested my IBP total. I hit a 1510. Then 198 in January last year, I hit in USBA, I hit a 1637. And then I jumped over to USAPL, did a 205 meet, hit a 1603. Then with you guys at Nationals 2 years ago, I hit that 1665, I believe. I believe that's all of them. And then I'm getting ready for, in February, another USAPL meet. I'm going to do another weight class, but 105 kg, so 231.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. We're getting big.
I'm putting on the weight, man. It's been hard and fun at the same time.
Well, what you sitting at right now?
I'm sitting at 220 right now.
Man.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. You're a man of many weight classes. I don't know if I've ever seen someone that's done 165, now sitting at 220. Wait, what's the heaviest you've competed in your life?
220. That's the
220?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 220 to 165, that's nuts.
What's the heaviest you've ever weighed, period, though?
The heaviest I've ever weighed, period, was 230. That, before I'd hit that big elite in 220, that, a couple years ago, I'd done a meet at 220 with you guys, but I was a real pudgy 220 there. I did the whole dirty bolt to get to 220.
Yeah.
And I did 230 and had to cut back down to make 220. So, yeah, I early in my powerlifting career, I like to bounce in weight classes like that. Now, not so much. I'm like, I don't want to work with less weight, or, I just like kind of seeing the progress.
Yeah.
But at the moment, me and Don are kind of talking. I keep messing with him. I'm like, I guess 148 it is next. But I keep talking about doing a big cut after this February meet, because I say I'm going to compete one more time next year, but after that February meet, but we'll see if I decide to do a big cut.
Now, what's a big cut though?
Well, the massive cut I did for that USPA national championship, I went from 205 to I weighed in right at 160 flat. Massive cut.
Over what kind of time period?
I think it took us 4 months for that.
Goodness.
Which if I could go back, I would have just done. I wouldn't have let myself probably get under like 175 and just water cut it. Because when I did that 198 meet with USPA last January, I was sitting about 215, 220 then, and 2 weeks out, me and Don started water cutting me, and I weighed in at 197 flat, which that was much better than having to do months of freaking dieting.
Yeah.
But definitely.
That's just crazy to me. Like, going these cuts and these bulks, man, like, I do not know if my body could do that.
That's
Like,
60 pounds, right? If my math is right.
Yeah, it's roughly 60 pounds.
Man, just back and forth, back and forth.
But each time I've noticed my body change, like, like how I said that first time I was 230, I was like a pudgy 230. And I cut down, and then I got better body composition, and then I bulked up slightly, and then I cut back down. And each time it feels like I've put on better body composition. I've, my strength's gotten better. I've handled bigger weights. It's like when I made that cut to 160 and did that meet, I just cut out of being in the 200s where I was handling 6+ squats. So when I cut to that 160, I was like, I'm going to squat 600 pounds, which I didn't get it, but, I hit 573. But
man, that's nuts.
Like, it was crazy.
Like, I mean, when you drop weight, I mean, yeah, you're like you were saying, you expect your lifts to go down, but like,
yeah,
they go down like 30 pounds.
Yeah, that's the key, is to try to not let them go down too much. It's inevitable they're going to go down slightly, but unless you're just a monster.
But what made you drop to 165 that first time?
I was kind of in like a lull in my powerlifting career at the moment, because I think I'd come off a meet where I just hit that 1665. I think that's right out. No, that was the year before. But I was kind of stuck in a lull on totals and where I was at. And that was when I did a 1510. That was when I did 1510 at 181. So going into that off season, I just kind of piddled around where my weights were, and nothing was going anywhere, and I was just struggling to challenge myself. So I told Don, I was like, man, I'm going to cut to 165 and do a meet. Everybody's like, man, that's crazy. You're going to lose so much strength or whatever. But I was like, I just want to do it to get myself back on track, get myself back on track on diet, get myself back on track on training. So I went ahead and, I registered for the meet, so there was no backing out. I went ahead and registered at 165, so, that's my set weight class. And so then the goal was set. We knew the date, so then it was just about putting in the work to get me there.
But you said you're 181, so 81 to 65?
Well, no, I'd just done a 181 meet in that. I think I'd done it in October, but I'd already gotten up to 205 by then.
Oh, okay.
So that was a part of it, I guess, a little bit of the slide of being like, I've already put on 20 pounds. I was just lean, moving big weight, and now I'm 20 pounds heavier, barely moving what I was moving then, and it was just a challenge to myself. I'm cycling again. It's going in my head again. That's what's happening with me right now, how I'm having to gain all this weight to make this weight class to get up or to fill it out so that I can be pretty competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
To get them thoughts in my mind, it's like, after this meet, let's do another big cut. Let's go to 180 or, so it's a constant battle with myself.
Man, a constant battle. You keep winning. Like, my goodness, that's nuts. So like, do you think it's just because it's your body, like it so well and like it works for you, like, or do you think like someone like me can pull off these crazy cuts and gains?
I mean, I think anybody can do it. It's just, I think I do know my body, but two, having Don's help, because Don's been with me this whole time as well. So when I tell Don and I'm serious about it, I'm like, Don, I'm going to cut 40 pounds and we're going to do this meet, and I don't want to lose any strength. he'll just look at me and be like, okay, let's do it, and he has that confidence in me, and I have the confidence in him to come up with me something that we can get this show on the road, So it
So does
helps.
he?
Don.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh no, you go ahead.
So does he program your nutrition and everything, or is it like a partnership?
Yeah, when I need to get my nutrition in check, Don's who I get to do it. I don't mess with anybody else. He's taught me over the years how to do my stuff. So like when I'm in off season or I'm bulking, I know how to handle and gain weight and do all that. I mean, I've been tracking macros and weighing my food now for 6 years. That's another hard habit to break once you've been consistent for so long. But he's the one when it comes down to knowing the numbers we need to cut down, and the cardio sessions we got to add in here or there, the refeed days we got to implement, all that stuff. He's definitely the guy I go to.
Okay. So does he put you on the vegetarian thing when you're cutting weight, like they do?
No. And he's actually started implementing a little meat in here and there with himself.
Oh.
That's one of the cool things that I like about Don is because he's just experienced with so many different diets and things with his own body. When we throw me in something, it's always I know, okay, it's going to work. But no, we always just stick to macros with me. So carbs, fats, proteins that add up to your calories. So like if I was sitting at like 3,700, which is probably around where I'm at right now, and then he would just come up with what we needed to start back on to start slowly cutting weight off.
So do you do it like you slowly lower your calories and you up your cardio, or do you just start adding cardio and don't really change your diet a lot at the beginning? Or
really, really the way I like to do it and the way it's just worked over the years is just all diet almost. We'll just get me on something consistent that's slightly lower than my body weight maintenance is right now. So like I said, if I'm on 37 right now, Don would probably put me at like 33 and want me to be consistent, not drop me too much from where I was at, so that we're not having any crashes or leaks in performance right off the bat. And then he would just slowly adjust it. We'd stay on that for 2 to 4 weeks probably, and then he's going to adjust it. Like when I did the 165, it was crazy. I'd never seen. It was the first time, I guess, because I was so 100% dedicated to getting to 160 that I basically was like a bodybuilder. So when we were cutting, when I first started the cut, I was on 3,000 calories. Don slowly cut me all the way back down to 2,000 calories when I was getting close to that meat. But then by the end, my metabolism was so crazy, he had to start giving me more and more food because my body was just burning it off, and I needed the food for the workouts I was going through because I was still pushing so much weight. So by the end of it, once I was at 160 flat, even going to the weigh-ins that day, like I was eating 3,500 calories at 160 flat, whereas when I first started the diet at 205, I was eating 3,000. It's wild. It's wild how it can work when you're super consistent with it and slight changes, and he definitely knows his stuff when it comes to it.
Because you're also doing this all drug free too, which is the crazy part.
Yeah, when I went to that national championship at 160, I was talking to Steve Goggins, big powerlifter and non-tested, of course, but he ran the drug tested division, and he had remembered me lifting at 181 the year before, and he was at that national championship, and he was just like, oh, 160, my goodness, just kind of looking at me like, how did you make this? We're going to test. And of course I did get tested there. So, but because they test for the diuretics and stuff, because that's what a lot of these non-tested lifters will do. They'll use the diuretics, and they can pull 30. Nothing for them to pull 30 pounds off. Without affecting much. But then they get hooked up to IVs and stuff after they're weighing in. That wasn't the case with me.
Man, that's just crazy though. Like, so, what is your meals like? How many times are you eating a day? Are you eating kind of based on your training, like for the day?
When I did that big cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I did that cut, because I had to conserve my carbs and my energy for my training because I was dropping weight, so the energy levels were varying. I structured my carbs to where they were basically pre and post workout. So they gave me fuel for my workouts, and they gave me recovery for after my workouts. And then basically the rest of the day I was eating, fats and proteins.
Okay.
Hardly ever carbs, which that's basically called like carb loading, I guess, where you carb early and then you fast off. You don't have any carbs for a certain amount of hours. I forget what it's called, but
Yeah.
basically what I was doing. But it was unintentional. It was just what was working for my body at the time and for my training as well. Because when I'm competing for a meet or when I'm training for a meet, I always like to train in the morning just because we lift in the morning. So it just gets my body on routine. So that's the way I structure my food.
Okay. How many meals were you eating during that cut? Like every day, generally.
At the beginning, I can't really quite remember, but there towards the end, just because it was getting so crazy, I was eating pretty frequent. Like I would wake up I would have, usually my wake up time was like 6:30, 6:45. But because my metabolism was like waking me up like, hey, we're hungry, I'd be getting up at like 5:15 and I would eat like breakfast, like a ton of carb breakfast. And then an hour before my workout, I would probably have me like another protein cookie or something that was loaded with carbs and proteins for basically my pre-workout, and then I would have a post-workout meal, like a big lunch. And then I'd probably have, probably about 6 times a day is what I was eating, roughly 6, 7 times a day.
Now, did your working out change any during any of your weight cuts? Like, do you change anything?
It just depends. When I did that one, no, I stuck to like a Chico-based, I don't know if you've kept up with Chico, but Boer Chico-based squat, bench, and deadlift top routine where it's a crazy amount of volume. If you haven't ever looked into it, I'm like a nerd when it comes to the Chico type training, but
Yeah, it's just tons of volume.
Yeah, like you do like probably 15 sets of squat, and then you're gonna go and bench, and then you're gonna go back, and then you're gonna do about 12 sets of squat.
Yeah.
Like that's a workout. I mean, there's no telling how many calories you burn in them workouts, but I was basically only able to do, the squat, bench, and the deadlift, very little accessories during that cut. That was another thing that we tried to tell people. It was like, I got absolutely shredded without, much bodybuilding accessories thrown in, just what us powerlifters need to hit here and there. But yeah, I didn't change my training at all. Like I had to adjust the weights I was training off of a little bit because, especially my bench is what took the biggest hit when I was doing that cut, because I was in the fours before I started my cut and bench press. So then as we're cutting, it just kind of gradually went down. That was the one that took the biggest hit because I'd hit 345 at that meet.
I don't know if I could take that. Be benching 4 plates and then go back down to 3.
Oh, it was hard. I really had, I probably had like 370 in me. But I swear I almost bombed out that meet because they kept calling me for my butt coming off the bench every time, And I thought this is this huge guy that's basically the ref that kept calling me. He's like, you're off the bench, you're off the bench. And I thought it was just because he was upset because I was super small. I was doing the typical when you got the really skinny, super small guy getting a huge arch, super wide grip, just piss off the big guys that bench that just flat back type thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it seemed like to me. But so I basically had to flat back my third attempt, but I got it. But I felt like I had a lot more in there. But I'd also had to switch. That was when another time I'd had to switch to sumo in training as well because my squat was taking so much out of me. Conventional deadlifts were tough. So I had to switch to sumo to kind of save myself a little bit.
Did you pull sumo in the competition?
Yeah, I had to pull sumo then too.
Okay.
Yeah, I was only able to pull my opener at 550. It was a crazy day. Like the way they ran that meet, like I was already exhausted from cutting down, but then I refueled, so I was kind of exhausted from having to refuel so much. I don't know if y'all seen my stuff on Instagram or YouTube a long time ago, but I did like the walkthrough where I weighed in and then everything I eat the rest of the day. So I was 160. I consumed like 8,500 or 10,000 calories that day. I can't remember. Tons of liquid. So by the time I went to sleep, I weighed in at 177. Yeah, so I put it on pretty good, but then the next day, we were told we were going to start lifting at 8. Well, they decided that all the female lifters were going to lift before any of the lightweight guys. They were going to be basically split meets. So then I didn't get a start lifting until 3 in the evening, and it just kind of drained me down a little bit. Not to make excuses, but it definitely changed things up on us.
Well, yeah, because you're hyped up to go.
Yeah, and then you got to work all day, So that was a little bit of a bummer. So by the time deadlifts come around, we're looking at like 7:30. So.
Goodness, I don't even know if I would have gone to the meet. I don't like seeing all these people like squatting and all that. It got me too amped up.
Yeah, and it was like in a huge convention center, and that was one of the cool things is because the meet was in the hotel, so we could just come down, watch the meet, go back up to your room, so you could kind of go up there and relax a little while before you had to come back down and lift, but it still didn't help. It was definitely a fun experience. I will say I probably won't ever cut to 160 pounds again. And that was just going back and seeing the pictures of me. I'm like, oh man, it's too small. I can't handle that.
And with your different body composition now, you'll probably be like cutting into your muscle weight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd say I probably did that time too. Because I remember me and Don done one of those body scans where you go into water with it, where it's the most accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I before it said like basically 0 fat on me, I guess, or whatever, would have been like 168. So we went 8 pounds under that. So we probably definitely lost some muscle in that cut.
Where'd you go do that at?
I think me and Don went to Charlotte or somewhere around in there to go to it.
Okay.
No, we didn't do that one. No, we didn't do that. We went to that was a bod pod. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's another one.
A bod pod?
Nah.
Yeah, that's what they call it. It's another one of those body scans, but they put you in like this ball type thing, and then it scans your body. But the one we did was actually a truck out of Franklin, North Carolina here. So not too far from us, but they had actually happened to be in Bryson City, and we knew they were going to be in, and we're like, oh, let's go check this out. But they had all the stuff in the truck to do it, so that was pretty cool.
Did you have to pay for it?
Yeah.
How much was that?
I can't, maybe 60 or something like that.
Oh.
40,
Well,
60.
that's not bad.
No, it's totally worth it because, I mean, they give you a printout of all your body breakdowns, like what's your resting metabolic rate, so like what you're burning just sitting around, what you're going to burn when you're running, weight training, what you're going to burn, what your calories should be if you're this activity level. I mean, it's really in-depth. It's pretty cool. So Don could take that and then, take my basis from that. It is really good to have that stuff when you're starting to do a big cut because you can kind of know where you're at, where you need to go, kind of a good baseline.
Well, that ball pod thing, was it really claustrophobic feeling? No,
it wasn't. It wasn't bad at all. Like, I mean, it was kind of like, I don't know, kind of sitting in like a ride or some sorts. It's just like you get in it and you close the door. I mean, it was all basically see-through. So I mean, it wasn't all like a dark ball you're stuck in.
Okay. But that doesn't have anything to do with water or anything like that?
No. So it's not as accurate as the other one.
Okay.
At least that's what they say. So that's what
I don't know.
Yeah. All the body fat things, I'm not 100% great with them.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I prefer to just eyeball it and look in the mirror every day and be like, yep, looks like 5% to me.
Honestly, that is really a good way to do things is the eyeball test instead of going off the scale and things like that. Especially if you're not trying to make a certain weight, the eyeball scale's a great way to know.
I just don't think I've ever cared enough. Like, I've never been that concerned. Like,
yeah, like your actual body weight.
Yeah, I've never been too concerned with it.
Yeah, mine's just jumping the weight classes and having.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Because that was another one of the crazy goals I'd set for myself with that 160. It was like I wanted to break the the world record squat at 165, which was 6'11", which, I mean, and that's non-tested. So I hit a 573, so I wasn't crazy amount off.
Yeah.
So I still feel pretty good about that. I'm pretty sure I still hold that record in the drug tested division with them. It's been so long since I lifted with them, but yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, that is nuts. All these weight classes, that's so impressive to me. I'd be dead on the road if I tried to do anything like that.
Oh, it was that the cut to 160 was definitely tough because that was at the same time I was having my second child, so I was going through that as well. So the stresses of that, and it was definitely a tough situation.
Dude, there's no way I'd have a kid and try and do a weight cut. I'd be so mad all the time. I mean, my goodness, it's a kid.
I definitely was. For sure.
I'm trying to get Steve to come take all your 198 records.
That's what he's trying to talk me into cutting to 198.
Dude, you can't take my records, man. You're too old.
I know I'm in the old man class. That's only the division I've ever lifted in IBP, I believe, is the open.
Hey, do I have anything in the open anymore?
I don't think so, because I think Burleson's got the squat and the bench, and then Don has the deadlift.
Yeah.
I think I still owe one 198 record, and that might be the pure raw 198 squat. I can't remember. I remember my first IBP meet, I did the 520 or 530 pure raw, I think. Sure. 198. Yeah.
No belt, no knee wraps.
Nothing. No sleeves, chucks, and a hard work ethic, I guess. Yeah, that was before we knew anything about anything, really. That was fun.
Yeah, you should come take all them 198 records.
I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, after this, it depends how this meet goes. I mean, I feel really good about this meet.
Like I said, man, you'd be the only dude to hit elite in 3 different classes.
If I did it, I would almost want to do it this way. Come in and try to hit it where I'm at right now while I'm big. Try to get the maybe 242.
Yeah, you just got to be 221.
And then come back down and hit the 198. Yeah, because what is the 242? Like 1621?
I'll look it up.
220 is like 1556, I think.
Yeah, because I hit 1665 at 220. So
it's probably
excuse me,
1630 something.
Yeah, 1620, 1635, something like that.
242, yeah, 1625.
1625.
Yeah. So you all over that?
Oh yeah, I believe I'd give that a run.
You'd have to get real heavy for 275, 243.
Oh, 242 is as heavy as I would go, and I wouldn't even go all the way to 242. I would do basically like I'm doing now.
230.
Get right there, yeah, 230.
Do you think you would ever do the grand challenge where at the beginning of the new year you start and you try and go to 300 pounds, and then by the end of the new year you go back down to 200?
Oh no, there's no way I could do it. That'd be tough.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
That'd be real.
Man, I'm trying to. I don't even know. Like, how tall are you? You're not what, 5'8", 5'9"?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5'7". I believe I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7".
Yeah. Man, could you imagine being 5'7" and 300 pounds?
Oh, it'd be ridiculous. Be like I'd be walking around looking like Eddie Hall or something, but rounder.
Oh man, hey, your bench press would probably be pretty darn good.
Oh yeah, well if I wasn't in the 5s, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
For sure.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one.
Hey, what's with all this strongman stuff I'm seeing you and Don doing? Y'all getting some more strongman equipment going on?
Yeah, well, we got the strongman equipment because Don's getting ready for a strongman competition. You see me doing it not because I'm training for strongman, but even the guys I have prepping for this meet in February, I have it implemented in our program just to hit just different parts we've not hit, and to add a little fun aspect to our training, doing yoke carries and suitcase carries, farmer walks. We don't really mess with the Atlas stones. We do some log press occasionally. We do a lot of the axle bar press, but it's a fun little wrinkle to us that's been doing nothing but powerlifting stuff for the past couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would love to have access to some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, I think it's great to mix it in, like you said, just to keep stuff fresh.
Just like especially yoke for us, my philosophy with that was like, if you can put your squat max on your back and walk with it, that should be some confidence that you probably own that squat max, at least mentally. So that's what we build up to during this first couple weeks while we're getting ready for this meet, was to walk with our squat max for a couple sets, which I went way over it today and it about destroyed me, but
And also, depending on where you lift at, you got to walk it out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do a meet that don't walk their squats out. I don't mess with the monos much. So I've only done one mono meet, and it was I walked my squat out of the mono. It was actually my first ever powerlifting meet. So
To us, that's part of the lift.
oh yeah, I mean I know a lot of guys squat a lot of big weights in the monos, but there's just something about that. I just feel the momentum when you walk it out. Just that routine. I wouldn't want to do away with that. It's too fun.
Man, it's one of the hardest parts, getting your feet set after you walk out.
It is, yeah. Beginners,
especially if you're wrapped up. My goodness.
Oh yeah, that's something I really had trouble when I was training in the single ply there for a while, being wrapped up and suited. Oh man, getting in that position with that was pretty tough.
Yeah, how was that single ply training you did for a while? I saw it for a bit. It looked entertaining.
Really fun. Yeah, I really had no clue in it. I was kind of doing some of the things I'd read up on, implemented with some of my raw training already. And I kind of overdid it, which is why I got banged up. But during the time, it was really fun, learning the grooves on how the suits and everything worked and figuring out moving weights easily that I had never moved before, being able to squat 750 pounds and bench like 500 pounds and pull 750 pounds. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. I've never even put a single ply suit on or anything, but I hear like when you're squatting, like I know a lot of equipped lifters that have banged up hips that it really helps.
Yeah, and that was the biggest reason why I had went to it, because when I hit that 1665 total at 220 with you guys a couple years ago, I'd injured my hip probably a week and a half out from that meet, and it didn't get back right. And then I turned around and I competed again in January and hit that big squat 198, and it just kind of injured it worse. So I basically had to scale way back, and then that's why I did that USPA meet or USAPL meet, and I competed in sleeves, and so I didn't even push to 600 at that meet. And then so after that meet, I was like, I need to let this hip heal up. Let's compete. Or I started training in the briefs, just squat briefs for a while.
Yeah.
Started enjoying that, and then I was like, I'd already a long time ago I'd already bought a squat suit and a bench shirt because I'd thought about competing, because it's really big. Single ply is really big in USAPL, and I was like, that'd be fun to kind of train for that one day. And then I was like, oh well, I'm banged up, let's get in this stuff, and it definitely did help my hips. Like I have zero hip problems now because I trained in it for so long. But on the flip side of that, when I got out of that suit, after dinging my back up, I was just my legs and everything were just pretty out of shape.
Yeah.
So basically reconditioned my whole body, which was tough.
How's your back doing now?
It's good. It was really like a pinched up sciatic nerve, which I'd done it before, but it was just that lower back pinch up down there by your glute type feel.
Yeah, I'm still dealing with that.
Yeah, it was a mess, but I took it easy when we was doing the off season training. I really didn't get under the squat rack much. When I did, I front squatted, and then I didn't really do much deadlifting. I actually I probably didn't deadlift but like once or twice for a couple months probably. I did more so power cleaning. Did a lot of
Yeah.
power cleaning, so it was lighter, but I really wasn't loading up my spine as much. Just different things like that. A lot of reverse hoppers help rehab that area. You know.
Yeah, I've been having to change up what I'm doing a lot because squatting, it's fine until like I'm in the mid 400s, and then like it like tightens up and
You
like
start to feel it.
yeah, it hurts really bad.
Yeah, you gotta take care of that body, man. It's like I tell the guys in the gym, our bodies are like vehicles. We got to keep them maintenance, you know. You got to
Yeah.
see those chiropractors, get worked on occasionally. You know, something we just got into recently that I really liked is you heard of Donnie Thompson and those big rollers he has?
Yeah.
Hitting the body with those, the body temper and stuff, man. That stuff really make you feel like a new man.
So do you and Dawn go to any like chiropractors on a regular basis or some massage therapist?
I go when I try to stay on top of it. Like I try to go to the chiropractor when I feel like I need. Usually when you injure your back, usually it's something to do with hips probably.
Yeah.
So that's why I usually always, if I've injured my back, I'll go to the chiropractor, and it's usually my hips are off or something like that, and they'll get me set back right, and then I'll usually go and get a massage. I go to this one girl, she's deep tissue, and she can get into those spots, and she works on athletes and things, and know what spots are problem areas, and just try to maintenance my body pretty good. Like I have to do it a lot with my traps and neck from squatting so much weight and stuff. I'll pinch them up so much, and I'll pinch my neck up to where I can't really turn my head left or right if I let my stuff get super tight. So it's something I have to stay on pretty good.
Have you ever tried those suction cup things?
I've never tried that. I know Jesse brought one of those down when he came and trained with us. There's like massaging guns.
Yeah.
Like the jigsaw massage type stuff.
Yeah.
And man, he hit me. I was having trouble there moving my neck around, and he hit in my traps where I have those problems, and worked a couple knots out, and it was like going to a masseuse. I was like brand new. I was like, okay, well now I can squat and bench today, So
Wow.
yeah, those things like that are great to have because then you don't have to go and pay $60 to $100 every time you need to get it done.
Wait, can you do that by yourself, or do you have to have someone like do the gun for you?
You could hit like your lower body and some parts around your shoulders maybe, but yeah, you'd need somebody else to hit your body parts.
Yeah.
I think what Jesse did, he just bought like a kit from somewhere that has all the different ends on it, and you use your own jigsaw.
Yeah, that's all you need is a jigsaw, and then you just go to it's jigsawmassage.com, and they got different massage attachments. And then you just took it to your jigsaw and then hit your body with it. But it was definitely it helped a lot.
Huh.
Yeah,
man, these things aren't cheap.
No, they're not cheap at all.
Good night.
You looking at the attachments or the jigsaw?
I'm just looking at one of these attachments. It's like $60.
Yeah.
Where's the actual jigsaw at?
But I mean, think about it. You pay $60, and if you already have a jigsaw, or I think they're like $20 at Walmart. So pay like $80 for that. And, you use that on you pretty frequently.
Man, this thing looks like
That'd be
drill.
like one session going somewhere.
Yeah,
so
it'd
pay for itself.
So, exactly.
I don't know.
That's the way you gotta look at it.
This thing kind of looks scary. I don't know about this. This thing kind of looks like a drill.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a saw.
You gotta. Yeah, man, you gotta get in there.
I don't know.
Get in there. When you lift all these heavy weights, we're dense. It's hard for hands to get into some of them spots.
That's true. Man, I'd be afraid I'd like break a bone. I don't know. This thing looks intense.
Well, you got different settings. Like there should be like 3 speeds on them typically. So like when Jesse would hit my traps and stuff, he started on like the first speed, and he's working in these spots and areas, and it's just kind of loosening everything up, and then gradually going up in speed and the power on it.
Huh.
You gotta tenderize.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Maybe I need to look into that. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta take care of that body. That way you can get back in that 128 class, raise them records.
I know. I gotta get back.
Yeah, we
You can
met
teach
you at
Becca up
Athens.
how to massage you.
Yeah. I hope she's strong enough to hold the jigsaw.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not nothing crazy vibration.
Hey, how's y'all's gym doing? How's the Bad Influence gym going?
It's going good, man. It's really been picking up. I got a lot of my guys from the military back. They were stationed over in Guantanamo Bay for like a year, so I didn't have them for a while.
Oh wow.
So it's been good getting all them back in, and they've got that itch to compete, and that's why a bunch of us are going to go to this USAPL meet. And then on top of that, my college guys, they came back, so have them back in the gym. So now I have Micah pushing me on squat, every day. So it keeps me honest. But yeah, we're getting ready for that meet in February. And the cool thing about it is it's only a 2-person team meet. That's the only way you can enter the meet. You can't enter as an individual. So you have to have a teammate. And the way, our gym, we got a bunch of different guys. So we're a bunch of teams of 2, but we're all basically going against each other. But it's going to be a money meet, so it's going to be pretty fun.
Huh, that's cool. Who's your partner?
Micah.
He's strong too.
Okay, yeah, he's a strong boy.
Yeah, he, I guess he was a teen when he did that IBP meet, and I think he had like 1565. That was just his second meet he had ever done. Yeah, he's something else. I'd say he'll put something up pretty big, but me and him will both be in the same weight class. So the way it works is the prize will go to the best combined Wilks score. So
Okay.
yeah.
So since you were the gym owner, you just got first pick. Is that how it worked?
Yeah, I was like, I'm taking Micah. You guys, you guys can team up. Y'all can lose weight, whatever improves your Wilks or whatever. But I'm taking Micah. Because Don had already, I knew Don wasn't going to be able to do it. Because at first, me and Don were both going to do it, but we were going to do it at single ply. And I'd talked to and that was before I got injured and everything like that. But I'd talked to the meet director, and she said as long as both of the people were single ply, there was some way to do the Wilks score with that as well. It was odd, but I'd rather go in it raw now. But yeah, I was like, I'm taking Micah.
Hey, what kind of numbers is he putting up now?
Well, he didn't work out all summer. I mean, this boy's just like work country strong. Comes in like, what numbers do we need to work you off of? And he's like, man, I didn't lift all summer, but I'll probably train off 600 squat and probably like 400 bench. And, I don't know where my deadlift's at, and lo and behold, within a few weeks, he definitely hit all those numbers. And he'd just been piddling around, so.
He's around 200 pounds, right?
Yeah, he walks around about 225. He's a little bigger than I am.
Okay.
But I like it. I like somebody that can squat like that, consistently. It pushes me because some days I'll be dragging, I'll be, the squat workout, especially lately, getting my body back ready for meet prep. When we were having to do this hypertrophy phase, which is our first part of our program. It was killing me, but I was just seeing that young gun Micah just bust him out, and I was like, all right, it's time for me to buckle these squat shoes up and get it going. But it's what you need, people to hold you accountable and push you. And that's kind of what we got going right now. We got a good competition going, so the other guys in the gym, they're talking a little bit of trash to me and Micah, slight bigger boy jokes like, oh, you guys, y'all are like 220, 225, 230, y'all's Wilks score isn't gonna be high, See, that's what they think. See, the more weight you lift, the higher that Wilks score goes. So,
That's true.
That's how you counterbalance it.
So how many members is your gym kind of averaging now?
Right now, we're probably sitting at like 18 to 20.
That's a solid number.
Yeah. Yeah, we fluctuate, like I said, when I lose the college kids during the summertime, but at the flip side of that, I'll lose the college kids summertime, but then I'll get like high school kids training in the summer. Like I was just super excited this year to get a top wrestler in, and he was one of the he was one of the top wrestlers in the state last year. I think he lost in the state round or something like that at 181. And he come to me and he's like, look, I need to get bigger and stronger. That's my weakness, I just get bullied. And I was like, okay, man. And, I put him on like a power-based type training, like how I do powerlifting, but, structured a little bit to more an athlete. And then he ends up wrestling 220 this year. And so right now he's sitting at like 18-1. So I feel pretty good about that. But that getting to work with kids and stuff like that's fun.
Yeah, that kind of stuff's awesome.
We'll fluctuate. Like I said, I also have military guys too. So if they get, stationed somewhere, then I'll lose them for a time period.
Now, did y'all say you're already looking at a building that you're going to move into?
I was looking at building one. That's what I was looking at.
Oh.
I've been looking at buildings and things like that, but it's like me and Don talk all the time. It's like it's so hard to leave this place. If you come and train with us, and when we have the crew in there and the atmosphere we get going, like I don't know if I could recreate that anywhere else. But
the atmosphere is the people, though. As long as you got the people.
It is. It is. That's a part of it, So on the meantime, as I'm adding all this new equipment in, I'm going to add on to the gym. So, and I need to anyways. I need to, like I have a huge, I don't know, you've seen us doing the strongman out there on the concrete sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's right outside our gym. So I want to add a 2-story there. And so the bottom would be a whole nother spot for the gym. So we'd have all that room, extra room, enclosed. And then I also need another room for my house because, I had another little girl. So we need more rooms. So it's like a win-win. So that's kind of the direction I'm trying to go in next year. Do that, and we'll be able to expand and grow from there. And then see how we're doing, continue to upgrade our equipment. And then assess going somewhere, because I was looking at some places and like around here, there's not many places, but like a few of the good places, it was like, oh yeah, we want like 4,500, 5,000 a month. And I'm like,
good night.
Yeah. I'm like, I just can't justify that right now. So, we're just continuing to build up and improve what we have and get better and learn more and continue to let the thing grow.
Oh yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck with that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, the dream is eventually get a really big building to where we can host meets and all that thing like that. But I was really into rushing it out there last year or this year. And then I just kind of took a few steps back and just took a appreciation for what I have already and what we have going on to not really rush it. So we're gonna keep at it, but hopefully next year we'll have the addition to the gym. We'll see how that goes, and then from there on, keep growing. That's the goal, just to continue the continual growth.
Man, I need to come down there and train.
You do, man. I've been telling you guys need to come down.
I know it's hard. I'm in Alabama, man.
Hey, we got people that travel from all over sometimes. I mean, Jesse comes from downstate to train, I think you can make the drive.
You want it bad enough, Andrew. You'll make it work.
Yeah.
I know.
Come get in wild session. We'll
hey,
work out
how old's your oldest kid?
She is about to be 8.
Does she ever come to the gym with you?
Oh, she's a girl as well. So I have 2 girls. So she when she was young, I could get her in the gym. And
yeah.
She would train because that was back when I was building it up, so I didn't have near what I have now. But I had a few guys here and there. So like, I would just be like, "Oh, come to the gym with me, babe." I don't have nobody to watch her or nothing. So she would just hang out in there, while I would be working out. She would kind of piddle around. She'd get on the pull down machine, or she'd mess with dumbbells, or do some push-ups. Now it's like, now at 8 years old, it's like, what do I got to pay you to get you in the gym? She's got a price tag. It's like, I'm not going to go down there. Now, if you pay me $1 per workout session, I'll do it. But
oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, she's a little hustler, man. She hustles me. She's about that, making that money.
$4 or $5 a week. That's pretty good at 8 years old.
It is, and I mean, I posted it up. I can't remember if I posted it up to Instagram. I think I posted Facebook. But a few weeks ago, she set up this little photo stand in our living room of just stuffed animals and things like that. It was just a nice set. And she was like, I'm charging $1 a picture. I was like, okay. Me and Kristalina, we'll jump in there. And, she takes her picture off my phone, granted. But then I have to give her $1 each time she takes a picture. And, so she's racking those dollars up. And then I see the other day as I'm coming to her room, I see this note on her door, and it says, hugs for $1. So now she's selling hugs for $1. Now, she's something else, man. She's always coming up
But
with...
hey, maybe she'll grow up to have her own business, though.
I think she's going to, just because of her little creations. I mean, the other day she drew all these little pictures on these cards, and she was trying to sell them to me. She was like, hey, Dad, I've got these pictures for $2 a piece. I was like, oh, that's cool. They're nice. And she's like, or you can buy them 2 for $3 and get you a deal. So see, she's already
working it.
Yeah, she's hustling. She's trying to make every dollar she can for Christmas. So she's a mess.
Does she do anything athletic, like gymnastics or anything?
I had talked her into gymnastics this past year, and she was super nervous about it, but then she was also kind of excited once I explained it to her what it was going to be. But then we'd happened to miss out on it. Like I'd missed when we could get her in at a certain time, and so I missed it. She was a little bummed about that. She's not. I mean, she loves playing outside and things like that, but she hasn't really got into wanting to play like sports, except for she likes to run. She loves to run. Like we'll race and things like that. So I think she might be a little. If she gets into athletics, she might be into running. Because that's one of the things I was telling her. I was like, you want to play a running sport? And she's like, yeah, I'd be interested in that. And I don't know if they have like kids cross country or kid track, but if I could get her in that, she would probably love it.
I think middle school is when we first started having track.
Really?
As far as public school goes, yeah.
Yeah.
But she'd, have to be 12, 13. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that'll be it. She's more into like the arts and the music thing like right now, so.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I don't really push anything on her. I don't, push her into the gym, even though I was like, I'll mess with her a little bit. I'll show like a small little USAPL girl, probably like 10 years old, squatting like 135 or something, and it just blows her mind. I'm like, see, you could do that. This girl's small, you could do this, but just to keep it in her head. But if she wants to train eventually, she'll come to me and she'll train. Like if she ever wants to get into sports, then I'll have a talk with her. Like, if you want to be as good as you want to be, we should train a little bit, implement some sort of training. But there for a while, I was kind of implementing what I said, like I called it kid training with her. I trained her without her even knowing we were working out. So we would do like, okay, we're going to do 10 blast offs, so we squat down, so we squat and then we jump up. So like a jump squat, basically each time we blast off, we're jumping, then we're squatting. Yeah. And then we did like jumping jacks, and then we did push-ups. I could talk her into push-ups. It's a hard one to talk her into, but then push-ups. But I would do certain things like that. But that's about the only way I could get her into it right
now. That's fun stuff.
Yeah, ease her into it. She's not really built for lifting right now, anyways. She's like a little beanpole.
Yeah, 8 years old. Yeah.
All you'd be teaching is technique now, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. There would be you shouldn't even worry about any type of weight.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, if your kid's not really into something, I'm not about pushing them into it. So
exactly.
I'm with you on that.
That was something, growing up. I was not really pushed into sports, but it was like, once I started doing them, I was like, oh, you're doing this no matter what, so you really didn't have a choice, so that was my thing when I raised my girls. I was like, it's going to be up to them. I'm going to give my insight and my opinion, but, I'm not going to live sports through them like some parents do.
Yeah.
Like, I played baseball with a bunch of kids that were made to play, and you could tell they just didn't want to be out there at all.
Yeah, it sucks the fun out of it, if they're being forced to do something. It's just It's not right.
And if they're into art or whatever, that's cool too. Like, let them
Yeah,
do that.
exactly. You know. Yeah, I would love to get into things, other things that I was never into. You know, I wish I could play a lot of instruments that she's interested in playing. You know, and I think that's cool as well.
Yeah, I can't play a single instrument at all.
Yeah, that's me. I'm horrible.
Same, but I would love to though.
Yeah, like I would love to be able to play like the piano and all that stuff, but
Yeah, if there was one instrument I could learn, it'd probably be the piano. Like, if there was one I wanted to.
yeah.
That or the electric guitar, but every time I touch a guitar, I can not for the life of me figure out how to just strum one string.
Really?
Like I like it takes so much effort just to pluck one string. I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. I was like,
Yeah.
how do you hit just one? I hit like two every time I want to hit one, I hit two. It just doesn't work.
Don taught himself, you know, there was some game.
Oh, he played it was Rocksmith.
Yeah. He learned how to play the guitar from playing on that, you know.
I heard that that's actually like a really good way to learn. That's pretty legit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's learned a lot from it.
Well, Steven, man, I appreciate you talking to us.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate getting on. I always enjoy talking with you guys. It's been a minute since I've been on.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've talked to y'all.
Yeah.
But man, I wish the best for you and the gym and everything. It seems like it's going really well. Seems like you got a lot of strong people in there. Got a lot of people that want to be there.
Oh yeah.
Got a good group. So
I appreciate it.
I'm glad things are going well for you.
I appreciate it. You just got to get yourself healthy.
I know. I'm getting there. It's just it's taking a lot longer than I thought.
Good. No need to rush it.
He can't lift an Iron Boy anytime soon because they gave him a steroid shot.
That's true.
Oh.
They gave me a steroid shot at the doctor for being sick. They were like, we're gonna stick this in your bum.
So now you're half natty.
Yeah, I know. There ain't no telling what I got in me now.
Yeah. Probably Trin and Winstraw and Tess and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It made my throat feel really good. Went from being sore to I could actually talk a little bit.
Should have tried to lift that day to test it out.
I know. I missed the golden opportunity. I peaked. I missed it. I'm done.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, man, it's been a great episode of the Check My Total. My voice is going out. I've been a little sick, but it's been a great episode. It's always a pleasure talking to the weight class master. Steven Archer don't care about your Weight Watchers points. He don't care about your excuses, and he don't care about your work ethic. He don't care about the number on the scale. All he knows is how to lose weight, how to lift big, how to run an amazing gym, how to get amazing people into his amazing gym. And he's also a really cool guy, so keep on supporting Steven and then the Bad Influence Gym and see what's going to come to that gym in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor. We're out of here.
We're out. Up next is the Western Carolina Powerlifting Open on February 2nd in Morganton, North Carolina. Come help us usher in the new year.
Please subscribe and thank you for listening. Be sure to follow @CheckMyTotal on Instagram for all the latest updates.